Today we are talking to Source about trauma. There has been a wonderful theme within my sessions where I have had tremendous success in transforming trauma into our greatest gifts when we realize and see the soul path that has been unfolding and the circumstances that have been orchestrated to alchemize these situations into the growth, clarity, and learning that our being chose to experience. And the reason for being here, the reason for coming, and the reason for choosing certain circumstances. And this can be a tough pill to swallow when there has been a lot of trauma. That something within our soul was calling forth those circumstances to help us evolve when we alchemize and transform these situations into our greatest teachings and gifts. So turning difficulties into gifts will be this theme. And then a next layer down is transforming the trauma. The message I got from Source when I was falling to sleep the other night was that our biggest traumas become our greatest gifts in this transformation. Now, I say this with a level of sensitivity and compassion for those who have had many hardships in their lives. I certainly understand and have empathy for how difficult it is to walk through the world holding these charges and the long-term impact, particularly in our younger years, that trauma has. So I certainly tread lightly with a compassionate eye and a deeper understanding that this is huge, big work. And as challenging as it is to hear sometimes, it is the healing balm that's necessary to hear. That your greatest gifts lie underneath this trauma challenge and holding. I personally have walked through many hardships, particularly in my younger years, that have impacted me greatly, and without these transformational teachings, I felt very shut down, closed and contracted, protected, and unsafe in the world. It is not an easy path to walk, but it is the courageous heart and the wisdom path to open to these greater capacities of grace and ease, and why I have chosen to do this work and share it with the world. The many, many details that we can go into can be helpful at times, but can also reinforce the trauma. What I know for sure is that every person, if you've had a body, if you've had parents, if you've had any sort of relationships, we are all holding hardships, hurt, and trauma that wants to be healed in order for the glory of your being to come fully shining through. And I know the power of this QHHT work firsthand, and how important it is to reconnect to Source and receive the deeper meaning and wisdom behind any situation and circumstance. Honoring the limitations that it has imposed on our lives, and also extracting the gifts and seeing the blessings, actualizing the soul path, and start living our greatest power, dreams, hopes, and wishes. There is not anything more important that we could be doing on the planet right now except this transformation. It will transform the world from the inside out. We gather back our capacity to show up, be fully present, alive here, responsible, responsive, accountable, willing to step up and own our truth, live in our power, and share our gifts with the world. For anyone who would like to know my journey or hear my story and would find that helpful, I'm always happy to share or reach out to me, as I am here for you, and I'm happy to hear you and listen to your journey, hear your story, and be part of your healing and transformation. Truly from the most compassionate center of my being, I am here to serve the evolution and transformation, the path our soul, the purpose for being here. This is why we are on the planet at this time during these critical years of transmutation and alchemy. It's all up for us to heal and deal and face the parts of ourselves that have gone offline and don't want to participate or fully show up. And thank you for listening to this introduction and opening to the Source Speaks transmission. We'll now drop into the tools and techniques that prepare the body temple to access the alignment and connection to Source. I show you these techniques every time so you can practice it into being, so please follow along. And allow yourself to deeply listen, hear, and be present with these energies as a quantum healing is offered for all beings willing to receive and ready for these upgrades. No matter where you are beyond space and time, it is available to you within the quantum field. We first plug in and turn on the body field. We do this through our imagination and visualization, as well as utilizing the physical form as a grounding rod and an antenna. So imagine your spine extending like a pillar of light down into the earth, beyond the surface charge and the crust of the drama and trauma. We're going back down to the crystalline core and original star seeds, the pristine divine blueprint of your essence. A huge magnet immediately attracts and pulls you down to the core essence, soul of the earth, down to the quantum levels beyond the nano scale, and you plug in to this special place reserved just for your unique signature. And it happens instantaneously in lightning speed through all the layers. And stay here for a moment, feeling and matching the heart of the earth, the soul of this planet. This is Mama Gaia. This is our Mata while in physical form. From the crystalline core matrix, you have access to all wisdom, knowledge, the energy and information of the ages are embedded, instructed, like our DNA, within the codex. The living library of the earth is accessible in this pure place. Start to feel and syncopate the breath, breathing with the oceans, breathing with the trees, all of Pachamama's creatures. The electromagnetic field will harmonize with the energetics of the earth, connecting to the consciousness grid. A grid about 3 feet above the surface of the earth that holds the consciousness codes, like an interweb. And this turns on the toroidal force field, the Merkaba of the body of light, this golden bubble, surrounds you with the sacred geometrics that keep you present, grounded, safe and secure, protected, open and aligned. Filtering out all of the lower frequencies and vibrations through an electric blue trim and vibrant purple film. So your channel is tuned to this one divine source, higher self, pure essence. And the energies rise through the spine, buoyantly bubbling up from the center of the earth, filling the column of light and shooting out through the crown, fountaining all around, as well as sending a silver cord up into the heavens through the sun star portal, going through all of the dimensions, places, spaces, and times, back to the original seat of your soul with the creator of all that is. Your source self is a holographic representation of the whole. You are a tiny spark of divine light that is constantly communing and connected to pure source. You are a living, breathing, divine child of Prime Creator. You get to live, experience, embody, and harness the energies that create worlds. Effortlessly, easily, it is your birthright. This is your inheritance. The energy from the sun matches the energy from the earth, and these mix and mingle in your heart. This is your soul matrix. Everything exists within the original 8 cells. The Merkaba emanates out from the heart and surrounds the body with a double tetrahedron, balancing the polarity, the masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the up and down and all around. Bring everything back into symmetry, harmony. Dance in golden spirals, fill every cell, electrifying, unifying, and vibrating through the field. The brain, the head, heart, and belly start to syncopate, turning on these turbines, spinning the field. On turbo speed, until there is a hum, the heart song. And we remove the blockages, the holding patterns, the stickiness, the wobbles, so we can increase our vibratory tone to match that of pure source energy. We each have a unique signature and our own special way of connecting. Utilize these tools as inspiration and find your own creative genius in the process. Listen to the impulse, guidance, intuition, and wisdom that comes flowing through when you connect. And now we can travel through our silver cord of light and our grounding rod down to the center of the earth and up into the heavens, extending this infinity wave through the body with the heart at the apex to these 2 points. And then a second, smaller infinity wave continues to communicate between the belly brain and the head brain, with the heart at the center. Infinite intelligence flows through every one of these power centers. And they're all useful and helpful for navigating the world, the mental, emotional, psycho-spiritual, physical, ethereal, astral, causal, and beyond. All the layers and levels of our being coming back into a unification field, collapsing the timelines to the quantum now, where everything exists and infinite possibilities are at our fingertips. Let it be easy to swim and play around in your imagination, utilizing your visualization to solidify the field. Feel the bubbling of energy from the earth. Feel the golden nectar showering down from the heavens. Feel the heart expanding and spinning as it balances in a symphonic dance with the head and belly. Feel the pillar and the spine elongating, creating space, relieving the pressure on the vertebrae, creating a soothing, calming, energizing feeling throughout the nervous system that blends and bleeds into the organs, replenishing and refueling all the functionality of the body. The hormones, endocrine system, immune, digestion, circulation, they're all functioning now at their highest and best optimized levels. simply by sitting and breathing and imagining these powerful, light encoded healing energies flowing back into the body, soothing the mental sphere, the hollow spheres, calming the emotions, connecting the psycho-spiritual, higher levels to the divine mind, higher wisdom. And then we extend our branches out to the heavens to connect to our whole quantum family, soul family, ascended masters, wisdom keepers, angels, and guides, your high council, spiritual roundtable, confidants and entourage, all dedicated to the divine plan of light and love, here serving your highest and best with loving support. And deepening your roots, connecting to your earth family, embodied masters, frequency holders, and wisdom keepers, here serving the divine plan, the new earth, the golden divine, harmonic coding, with the nobility codes and alignment principles being practiced. And manifesting into form in the earth space, our highest and best versions of embodied, living example, divine self. There are many, many versions of reality existing simultaneously on the earth at this time, honoring it being a free will zone. There is a playing out that you see clearly in your entertainment and movies, stories and films, around the dark and the light, this battling between good and evil, this story of victor and villain, victim and perpetrator. It all is just a play. This internal struggle resides within you as all becomes dissolved within the unity consciousness of your being. When you give up the roles that you have assigned to the male-female dynamics, the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, all of the dualistic thinking, it is time to upgrade the belief systems and understand the patterns that have been running the show. For the story is becoming bigger and exaggerated. And it's time. It's time to let go of this old drama and trauma, extracting the deeper meaning, gifts, resolve, solution, resolution, and to restore the diamond heart. The true oneness of your soul is shining through, is bleeding through into these situations and circumstances now, where you can repattern and rescript the story you've been telling yourself of separation, of doom and gloom, of hurt and hardship. But we must first be willing to understand the trauma It is healed through the light of your consciousness, understanding its purpose, its power, the gift that is embedded, and to release the rest. Release the perpetrators, the villains. Taking back full responsibility for oneself is letting go of the victim. The power over model, do something outside of yourself, doing something to you. When we take back full responsibility, accountability, and commitment to living the highest truth of your individualized soul path. You are a unique, divine spark, light being living out your own flavor of reality. No one else can live for you or do it to you. You must choose the path that you will take. You can walk hand in hand with others, but they're all in their individualized slice of time, holographic reality, merging with you in moments and going on their own path at free will. There has been a dependency bred into your systems of looking outside of yourself for the wholeness. Imagine what it's like to come whole and to come home to a relationship with self, with others, with authority, with power, with community, with the planet, with the universe. It comes from this deep well of wisdom, a reconnection to who you truly are, and a willingness to take back the energy that has been given away. The energy can come in many forms. Feel the truth and the wisdom that's coming through this information. Relay it to your own individual story. And take inventory of what is it for you? What energies want to come home to your heart, to your mind, to your soul? The earth will continue to heal as a reflection of this inner rebalancing. What do you value? What's important to you? Who do you surround yourself with? And how are you operating in your life? Is it coming from a true place of knowing and love, or is it ran by fear? Moving away from what is unwanted and avoiding facing life. Meet each realization with a deeper level of compassion for your humanness, for the journey, for the growth and evolution. It is seeing through the eyes of the soul that creates the healing. Give up the habit of judging, complaining, focusing on lack and limitation. These have all been devised to keep you playing small and to believe in the scarcity paradigm. You are here to be creative genius, powerful, deliberate creators. Believe this to be so in your heart of hearts and find the creative solutions. Look for the alternatives. There is always a way. If you can dream it, you can be it. Be very mindful of what you pay attention to, what you're giving your energy to, and where your energy flows. And your attention and focus is the key. Notice how distracted you are, how easily flustered and dismissive you can be. Keep following your truth in your own way. You will attract more of those that are living in the same vibratory tone as you practice it into being. At this point, it needs to be an internal process so you can feel the inner compass and listen to the impulses, the nudges, sometimes whispers, other times huge bangs, zings that are getting your attention so you can follow the high path, the right choice. This is true for every individual. You do not need to choose for anyone, young or old, small or big. Notice how much of your existence has to rearrange because the reins have been held by those in charge, power given up to a few who have their own ulterior motives and agendas. And that's okay. This is normal and natural for those beings to be self-serving and for you to be a pawn in the bigger game that is designed for you to hear and learn, to seek the truth, follow your own path, and listen to your instincts. This has everything to do with your individualized trauma, but we must first speak generally to the overarching hardships and limitations that your world has been experiencing for eons. Yes, there has been continued growth and evolution, and now you are ready for the next evolutionary step. More awareness, consciousness, and capacity for knowledge, understanding, information coming through as light encoded frequencies from the multiverse, from the galactics, from the sun are pouring down. You can learn how to read these and receive those gifts like a healing nectar. There is no lack in your reality, only what you choose to believe. The path that your soul has taken from the time of birth is an accumulation of many experiences within this experiment to see how quickly you could evolve through the hardships and limitations that you chose. The place, the space, the people, the players, it's all been divinely designed. When we understand the soul path and our individualized choices, we can let go of the blame shame, guilt game. Completely let it go. Letting go of the need to be right, to make others wrong, to blame others for your hardships and limitation, to explain and dig in to the lack mentality and the story of suffering. We have all chosen to be here at this time. We have all learned through suffering, hardship, and lack in the past, and now we can shift the script and learn through joy, love, compassion. It is possible to learn through these highest vibratory states of the heart. We'll truly learn bigger, faster, more quickly, more deeply by changing the fuel over to inspiration and passion. Happiness, harmony, peace, lightness of being can be yours, independent of the circumstances. It is like a new fuel, giving up fossil fuels and going for the solar energy, the electromagnetics. These energies are held in the waters, in the wind, in the rocks. Nature is here to serve you and guide you. All of the alignment principles, natural laws are encoded in the elementals. You can learn from books and you can learn from experience. You can learn from listening and reading, and you can learn from being and feeling. You can learn through any of the senses and extrasensory abilities. They're all valuable and viable. Choose the path that brings you alive. It is an experiential universe. Once you have gained the knowledge of philosophy, you must put it into practice. Practice it into place to become it. It is not enough to know. We're at the point of evolution where we must be it, live it, to see it. Believing is seeing and experiencing. There is a quantum edge to this understanding. Most people are waiting to see it, to believe it, and we're turning that inside out to believe it and then see it through our vibratory offering, matching the harmonic coding, frequency modulation. This is much easier than you have been led to believe. Be easy about it, have fun and play with it. This is the Leela. Enjoy your quantum players, the other masters on the path to empowered embodied play. Let go, once again, of the need to judge or compare, Every person is choosing their own way. There's no need to follow anything but this inner guidance. It's okay to look to the other teachers, wisdom keepers, and masters. Learn from them, enjoy them, follow them if you wish, but you will eventually lead your own path, since you are expanding the universe at the leading edge by your own unique signature. Give up the need to know and control and manipulate anyone or anything for the comfort and safety you're looking for. It's not out there. It's not with them. It's here. It's within here. These realms, these walls of your quantum field, of your connection. Notice how good it feels to be so deeply grounded, present, alive, and aware. The energy is tingling, dancing around, and bubbling through every cell, recalibrating, rejuvenating, and revitalizing all of the systems and functions, operating at a higher octave, balancing the mental sphere, the emotional body, the psychic, spiritual, and non-physical planes. All of these realms, you're existing simultaneously, weaving together the timelines to create the version of reality you truly want to see. Breathing it alive. The breath is your source. In spirit. Taking in more spirit. Expiration, ex-spirit, breathing out. Exchanging, releasing, receiving, giving, balancing it all. Knowing you are a precious particle within the sea of consciousness. An important, valuable contributor to the whole. And yet so specialized and individualized that you choose your own path. No one like you has ever existed. And you will create what has never been lived before when you tap into the pure power of your creative genius. You are gifted beyond measure. The traumas can be alchemized and transmuted into these gifts when you see the blessing that has been embedded into the circumstance. Your heart's calling will show you the way. If you have been abused, you'll want to take care of and care for the most gentile of creatures. If you've been neglected, you will want to give and uplift and inspire every person to feel loved and cherished. If you have experienced loss, you will find the preciousness and presence in life and value every moment. And we can go on and on with the examples. If you've been abandoned, you want to belong. If you've experienced lack, you want to know abundance. If you have not been loved, you will truly be able to embody divine love. Remember the preciousness of life. No longer perpetuate the limitations that you've experienced through biomimicry, believing in the limitations and lies, acting out of habit. Become the polarized opposite of what you do not want. You experience these things to know for sure that they do not serve you, they do not feel good, and you do not want to continue living them. The things that happen on the outside of you, you are now doing to you unconsciously, perpetuating the problem. Give it up. Give up the story, give up the players. Do not believe in the limitation and lack that you were taught. This was here as the irony, juxtaposition, satire, trickery within the game, so you could truly choose the opposite from a deep place of knowing. You are here to be love. Everyone has been seeking to be loved by the other, when all along it is your path to be the love you're seeking. It's been hidden inside of you, tucked away, kept safe and secure within the preciousness of your heart. Be the love that you seek. It is yours. It is your proclivity, your genius, your power, your gift to the world. All the fear that you're seeing is calling for more love. For the love that you are to come flowing through you, out of you, and alchemize all the experiences that have been brought to you. Know this as the truth of who you are. The greatest game of existence comes to an end when that is practiced into being. And you will return to wholeness, to healing, to the Holy Trinity of divine self, married and merged with your core essence and highest level soul self. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sitting with me in this place, this time, this opportunity to go deeper with one another and reconnect. May the blessing of your trauma transform into the greatest gifts you have to offer the earth. Namaste.